The meeting is called to order, and the pledge will be led by Board Member Dr. Sid Hill.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. So good to see everyone here on this February 15th day. Hope you all had a wonderful Valentine's Day. Roll call.
Yes,
Mrs. Vaughn. Very good. Thank you so much. And she may be in. Approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
Sid, so moved.
A motion by Sid Hill. A second.
Second.
Second by Amy Johnson. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, raise your hand, please. Opposed? Mrs. Vaughn?
Yes, ma'am, that's all in favor.
Great. Thank you all so much. Special items. Do we have any individuals who would like to address the board on an agenda item? Seeing there's no one, we'll move on. Thank you. Employee celebration. Dr. Stevens.
Yes, it is always fun to celebrate employees. The CTE department at Tullahoma High School had an outstanding addition in 2015 with the hire of Jerry Green as its new welding instructor. Mr. Green came from a manufacturing background and had worked for Aztec Industries in Chattanooga and Marine Masters Trailers in Tullahoma. He has a proven track record as an outstanding educator and mentor. In 2021, you will remember he led the welding program to become the first certified Tennessee Pathway program at Tullahoma High School. And I'm just going to let you know we're going to have a second to celebrate. But more about Jerry. Tonight, I would like to celebrate another milestone for Mr. Jerry Green. In November, he participated in a program by the National Coalition of Certification Centers, or NC3. This program, which took a full week to complete. Now, where did you go, Jerry?
Cleveland, Ohio.
Did you just love Cleveland, Ohio?
I like Tennessee.
But he made it the entire week. This enables Mr. Green to test and certify students in several Tennessee CTE recognized industry certifications, including welding safety, principles of welding, introduction shielded metal arc welding, introduction gas tungsten arc welding, introduction gas metal arc welding, and introduction flux cord arc welding. As I recall, he was the only educator in this training. Is that right? You were the only educator that week? Most people were people in the field?
There were several from like TCATs, but there was all over the country.
Right, very good. Were you the only high school educator that you recall?
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm thinking that might be right, which is
right.
most impressive, most impressive. All other current practitioners were in the field or in TCATs. Help me in congratulating Mr. Jerry Green for this successful certification from NC3.
There's a certificate for you. Thank you so much. There you go. I guess, yeah, hold it
Yes, here, let's fold it like that.
Yeah.
There we go,
I'm trying to hide
Jerry.
myself.
Come on, Jerry. Got it? Very good.
Thank you.
Congratulations. We're proud of you. Doing great things for students.
Mr. Green, today we were at a legislative convention in Nashville. Dr. Stevens and I were, and there was a lot of talk about welding and the need for those jobs. And is it the big blue
Amen.
oval?
Yes.
The big blue oval that's going to be in Memphis, and all of the discussion about the welders for that. So thank you so much.
You're doing great work.
Thank you.
I thank y'all for supporting my program. Without that, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Congratulations again.
All right.
Very good. Consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
so moved, Welsh.
A motion by Pat Welsh. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Teresa Lawson. Any discussion? All those in favor, please raise your hand. Opposed? Mrs. Vaughn?
That's all in favor.
Thank you so much. Okay. Unfinished business. Very excited about this. The strategic plan, Dr. Stevens.
This is very exciting. We have been working on this for about a year and a half. And so this evening, we are coming forward with hopefully board approval on the new 5-year strategic plan, Takeoff Toward 2026. This 5-year strategic plan has been a journey, and in August of 2020 is where it all started, where the district leadership and the Board of Education all got together over the period of a few months to provide input around what is our next steps, where are we going, what will the future look like. 3 priorities very quickly emerged: facilities, virtual program, and school to work pathways. We began after that crafting goals, having back and forth sessions, and even this year involved our community members in providing feedback. We had business members, we had other community members come, parents, students, teachers, and staff, and so we solicited that input. And with each time, we would modify the existing document to improve it to the point where it is coming before you this evening. As a matter of fact, we had a board retreat just a few weeks ago, and still another change was made to what we had put in place. It's just a living, breathing document. And although we hope certainly that you all will be approving that strategic plan, everyone should understand within our community, this continues to be a living, breathing document. While we have 3 priorities and we have goals and we have steps, we will be adjusting and modifying and monitoring throughout this period. I do want to note, really for the public benefit, this process started in 2021, and typically a school board has a 5-year strategic plan. Those 3 priorities bubbled up so quickly that we began work on it. And so in my mind, as director of schools, I felt it important that we keep that 5-year, that 2026. So even though you're approving in 2022, we've started the work. So in my mind, we're just continuing on, and we want to try to close that with that lofty goal of 2026 from the 2021 beginning. I look forward to the work ahead related to this. We will have many moments of updates and revisits to each of these 3 priorities. We will be publishing this on our website for our stakeholders to view. And as we make changes and modifications, we will change what is on the website so the public can easily see, check, they've accomplished a goal, or wow, something has been added, so that everyone can see, indeed, this is living and breathing. So this evening, it's certainly my hope that you accept the strategic plan, Takeoff Toward 2026 as presented.
Thank you. And the process itself has been a lot of fun. It's been a great thing. Okay, do I have a motion to accept the strategic plan, Takeoff Toward 2026
So
as
moved.
presented? Thank you. A motion by Amy Johnson. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Andy Witt. Any discussion? Seeing there's none, we'll vote. All in favor, please raise your hand. Opposed? Mrs. Vaughn.
Chairman, that's all in favor.
Great, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. A lot of work. And thank you to everyone that's been a part of that process and that will continue to be part of the process. Budget, Mr. Ray.
Thank you, Chair. This is related to the upcoming year, the 22-23 budget. We continue to work towards a new budget as best we can without knowing the state's BEP numbers. We're still a couple of months away from having the first estimate related to that portion of the revenue. Building level and director level request for funding has been sent out, and those that have been returned, we're reviewing and asking questions and prioritizing as we look towards the budget cycle for next year. And we'll continue to have discussion in subsequent months toward that end. Thank you.
Thank you. Building and grounds report, Teresa Lawson.
Okay, we have quite a bit happening in our building and grounds. Our committee met on January the 31st, and we discussed the following. First of all, the committee members reviewed the revised design drawings for the tennis courts. And we felt like we could improve upon what we had, so we went back and requested some changes. and that had been integrated, and then final plan changes provided. We're looking at OLG, we're looking for them to finalize the layout and to begin the bid process. So that's our next step. Committee members discussed options for replacing the trophy cases in the gym area at THS. The options discussed will be researched, and the outcomes will be provided at a later date. The HVAC diffusers for Bel Air, which were approved at the January board meeting, have been ordered. OLG continues to work on specifications for the potential bathroom renovations at Bel Air. An update was presented to committee members regarding paving the parking lot on the north side of the central office. This should be ready to bid in the spring of 2022. And we discussed potentially painting the exterior of the central office. I think that'll be a great improvement. Train and OLG are in the final stages of engineering the HVAC needs at East Middle School. And like I said, we have so much going on and more that we will keep you updated and posted. And I'd just like to thank all of our staff again for all that they do too, because I mean things are really happening, and it's great to see, and I really want to say we appreciate them.
Thank you, and thank you to Building and Grounds Committee, which is Teresa Lawson, Andy Witt, and Pat Welsh, along with all the other staff that.
Kim, can I
joins
say
them.
one more thing? I'm
Sure.
sorry. Pat, is there anything that you and Andy would like to add that?
Only thing I'd say is that if somebody asks a question about, are we going to have as many trophy cases as we did have once we closed down the far entrance, the answer to that, we'll have a whole lot more. And Coach Olive is large and in charge on that.
Great. Great. Okay, thank you all. Thanks so much. Train Investment Grade Audit, Mr. Ray.
Thank you. At the June 2021 monthly board meeting, Train made a presentation and the board agreed to a no-cost preliminary facility analysis of TCS buildings. At a study session on February 10th, 2022, Train presented the results of the preliminary facility analysis and discussed the potential next steps should the board decide to proceed. The next step would be what Train refers to as an investment grade audit. This would be a deep dive into the district facilities and infrastructure. This would include, but not be the exclusive list, lighting, heating and cooling, water conservation, windows, roofing, and ceiling tile. This audit would give TCS a 10-year roadmap, if you will, for facility needs. The cost of this proposal is a not-to-exceed cost of $138,500. At the conclusion of this audit, Train will provide the results and recommendations in a proposal on the best path to proceed. Want to also thank Randy Malden, Train representative, for being here tonight as well. I recommend approving the investment grade audit as proposed by Train.
Thank
Chair?
you. Thank you, Mr. Ray. Do I have a motion to approve the investment grade audit by Train?
So moved.
Motion by Pat Welsh, a second.
Second.
Second by Teresa Lawson. Any discussion? I think we all would just say again how much we appreciated the study session, appreciated you all. It was a long study session. It was a lot of information. It was excellent. We appreciate all the information you gave us and all the questions you all answered and the dinner. All good. All in favor of approving the investment grade audit, please raise your hand. Opposed? Mrs. Vaughn.
Chairman, that's all in favor.
Very good. Thank you so much. Thank you to Train. Excellent. And Mr. Ray, thank you. Moving on to new business, system-wide professional learning plan. Dr. Stevens.
Yes, typically this update would be given by Ms. Fanning, who is our Director of Curriculum and Instruction, but she's enjoying some much-needed vacation time, so it is my pleasure to share this. As you all know, there is a board policy 5.113 that notes the steps involved in developing the district-wide professional learning program each year. As a part of this, a committee with representatives from all schools gather to identify needs, evaluate professional learning options, solidify scheduling, etc. When they gather, they talk together, they go away, and they get back with those that they work with, and they come back. So again, it's kind of a back and forth situation, so we can get to a really strong proposal for a professional learning plan. I do want to recognize Ms. Fanning, who oversees this work and compiled all the details of the professional learning programs. As we look to the 2022-2023 school year already, there are an array of topics that the committee believes would be impactful to participants, from the science of reading, to classroom management, to digging into data, to restorative practices, and much more. The important thing to lift up about professional learning is it really needs to be targeted and individualized to the needs of individual educators, grade bands, content areas, specialty areas, and more. The 2022-2023 Professional Learning Plan is presented to you this evening with hopes of your approval.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to accept the 2022-2023 Professional Learning Plan?
So moved.
Motion by Pat Welsh, a second. Second by Amy Johnson. Any discussion?
You said 2022, 2023?
That's right.
Okay, but we are attaching this for the current thing, right?
So you have the current year, and you should also have the link to the 2022-2023 school year.
There was the labeling on the first part was the same, but when I scroll
Right.
down,
It's in there.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
All right, any further discussion? All those in favor of accepting the plan, please raise your hand. Opposed? Mrs. Vaughn?
It's all in favor.
Thank you. Very good. Fall club sports, Dr. Stevens.
Yes, so you all know we have very few club sports anymore. And the club sports that we do have are sports that are not affiliated with TMSAA or TSSAA because they have a national or different affiliation. So as a rule, as policy, all club sports must be approved by the Board of Education prior to beginning their activities. Policy 4.303 defines club sports as extracurricular athletic activities sponsored by community organizations under the auspices of the Tullahoma City Board of Education. The following club sports are presented to the board for approval this evening. At the middle school level, bass team, swimming, and 6th grade basketball. At the high school level, swimming and bass team. Administration recommends accepting the fall club sports as presented.
Very good. Do I have a motion to accept the fall club sports as presented?
So move. Andy Witt.
Motion by Andy Witt, second. Second by Sid Hill. Is there any discussion? All in favor, please raise your hand. Opposed? Mrs. Vaughn?
That's all in favor.
Very good. And also big congratulations to all the swimmers.
Yes.
Great job. Three went to the state. So good. District report. Dr. Stevens.
Yes, so as Chairman Usselton noted, she and I spent the last couple of days, yesterday and today, in Nashville at the TSBA Legislative and Legal Institute. It is always insightful to attend TSBA events and to hear more about proposed legislation or topics that are really the focus of our work. And as you can imagine, we heard lots of wonderings around the state funding model and so much more. As always, I enjoy the opportunity to celebrate, and to piggyback on Chairman Usselton, I would like to recognize our 3 swimmers who went to state. We had 3 sophomores, so I think they'll be swimming for a while, so we may hear these names in years to come. THS swim team members Ellie Uline, Logan Holt, and Olivia Murphy, all sophomores, competed at the state this past weekend. All 3 of these swimmers set personal records in their events, which is so impressive. with Holt and Murphy moving on to sectionals. We are all very proud of our swimmers. A big shout out to the boys wrestling team on bringing home the title of Region Champions. This team brings everything to the mat, and I'm excited to see their hard work and determination pay off as these individuals continue forward. As you know, we have an exceptional arts program here in Tullahoma, and tonight I want to recognize one of our December graduates, Juliet Iwala, who was named a Tennessee All-State Musical Theater member. She was named one of the top 25 performers in the state of Tennessee. Now that is most impressive. And as we mentioned earlier, we were looking at professional learning for 2022-2023. We are already in plans for next year, and it's just mid-February. But you all know our minds begin to think about and plan for what's coming. We are really excited to be hosting the first ever TCS Job Fair. That job fair will be Saturday, March 26th from 9 to 11 at the East Middle School gym. I want everyone in the public to know of this upcoming job fair, to share that with those in the community and beyond who may be interested in joining Tullahoma City Schools. We are looking for current openings to be filled, but we are especially looking toward next school year. So let's make sure the best and brightest are here March 26th. And while we're on the subject of recruiting, I would like to also share that we are continuing to look for substitute teachers. We need individuals who can join our team, and this job is flexible. You can work half days, whole days, just Wednesdays, just Mondays, or every day of the week. It's up to you. So talk about flexible. Where can you find work like that? We certainly hope if you are interested, you will go to our website and you will apply, and we will communicate with you any and all details once you express interest. So come on and join the fun. Before we meet again, I do want to lift up, we will be on, believe it or not, spring break. That begins Monday, March 14th. 1 month from now, we will be on spring break. So I just wanted to lift that up and remind everyone about that. Chairman?
Great, thank you, Dr. Stevens. Okay, Board Chairman's report. In continuing with the Legislative and Legal Institute update, I had Mrs. Vaughn last minute run these off for you all. The TSBA board met, and Pat can speak to this, the day before we came up. So that was, you all met on, did you all meet yesterday?
Yes.
You all met, okay. And they chose the positions, the bills to oppose and the bills to support. And I wanted you all to have that. Now that'll probably come out in an email, but you have it now. And I suggest that you really look at those and then go to the website, the legislative website, and find out when those are coming up. And if you have an opinion about it, please email or call the offices. It's very, very important. There's a lot of education legislation, and there are some things that are going to be incredibly impactful to public education and to Tullahoma City Schools, and we want to make sure it's all the right things. Mm-hmm. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Pat, do you have anything else that you would like to offer up about that in y'all's meetings?
The Senate bill was at 2004. That number on the bill that I'm most concerned about being able to reduce the amount of testing that we're doing by using the ACT, Aspire, and the like testing.
Right, for the high school.
This was this system's suggestion about 4 or 5 years ago, and it didn't pass, and it continues to come up. We need to support that as well possible.
Great.
I was going to, we got going so fast on the budget that I didn't get to mention that at that meeting, I was interested in finding out what the staff's perception was of the governor's proposal. And I think the most charitable thing I can say is that it's a wait and see. They're not real sure where the extra money's going and who's going to profit from it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
There's going to be more funding. Who gets the benefit from that is the question.
Right.
Hopefully it's going to be one out of us will be one of the systems.
Right. Right. Good. And thanks to your board. for the work you all did in preparing this for us, because I know that's not a lot of fun to go through all this.
We listened to all that, but the real kudos goes to Ben.
He's very good. Very, very good. They did a great job today. On March 22nd, we will be celebrating Marion and Stephen Coleman, who are our Clyde Smith Jr. Award recipients. This will start at 4:30. It will be at the high school. So we've delayed celebrating them because of COVID, and so we're going to put on a nice celebration for them.
Was that the 22nd?
The 22nd, and our meeting is late in March because of spring break. So it's just a little friendly reminder.
Thank you.
You all know I like to remind you of things. Don't know.
Thank you.
And in April and May, we will also be having our meetings at THS because we have celebrations. We have retired teachers and Teachers of the Year celebrations. So we'll be back at THS in April and May. And I said this before, I'll say it again, thank you all for the excellent study session that we had with Train, and thank you, Train. All right, thank you so much. City Board Liaison Report, Alderperson Blackwell.
Yes, just two things that I wanted to share with you. One is that we are currently undergoing a Parks Master Plan. And so there's a survey out there on our Parks and Recreation website, on their Facebook page, and we're just encouraging everybody to go out there and put their input in. Just like we've been doing with the Comprehensive Development Plan, just like you guys are doing, we're trying to come up with the 5, 10, 15, 20-year plan. So if you guys can take a look at that, we're just really wanting to encourage everyone to please go out there and put in what their needs are. It's a really comprehensive plan. It's a Survey Monkey. Takes 15 minutes at the most. The other thing I was going to say is that yesterday we voted to use the funds that we received from the governor and I just am sharing this because I think everybody wants to hear this, to repave a lot of Cedar Lane. So I know that that's something that just drives probably all of your staff bananas driving on and all of y'all bananas driving on. But that's the other thing I wanted to share, and that's pretty much it. So
Great,
yes.
thank you so much. Good things, thank you. And I already received an email about the survey. Have you all received it? I haven't done it yet, but I received it. So great, excellent. Personnel, Dr. Stevens.
Yes, you all have received the personnel changes for February 2022.
Excellent, it's in the attachment, thank you. Monthly financial report, Mr. Ray.
Thank you. You have in your board packet the fiscal year-to-date revenue and expenditures through the end of January. On the revenue side, the property tax is coming in at a nice pace compared to last year. Sales tax, for our benefit, the way we calculate, is up 12.4% as compared to this point in last fiscal year. We want to be sure and thank Sue and her staff. They've been very proactive in sending appropriation checks this fiscal year, and we appreciate that. That helps cash flow, obviously. Appreciate their help in many areas. On the expenditure side, there's nothing to lift up. It's out of line at this point in the year, so we'll continue to keep you updated.
Great, thank you, and you'll let them know.
Absolutely.
We always appreciate them so much. Thank you so much. Is there anything else to come before the board? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved, Sid.
Motion by Sid Hill, is there a second? Second by Amy Johnson. Any discussion? All those in favor, please raise your hand. Opposed? Mrs. Vaughn?
That's all in favor.
Very good. Meeting adjourned.
Can't make it.